water off the point. Now he was cocked like a gun, 1 foot up, then fast he struck and brought up a good-sized fish. "Some friend you are," I said. The herons tried to swallow the fish, throwing it up in the air to take it head first, but it was too big. He waded to the shore and began to bash it against the rocks. Nat didn't say anything, so I did. "How was the funeral?" "People noticed you weren't there," he said. "Dad tried to make me go. He said people would talk. I said I didn't care and he couldn't make me." "Your choice, I guess. People were talking about your fight. Kids, anyway, not the old folks. I imagine they turned her into a saint. Gobs of flowers, table full of pictures, sappy music, yep. You still got to feel sorry for her parents." I didn't have an answer to that. The fish was coming apart. The heron ate it 1 piece at a time. "So did you tell Van about what happened?" "What part?" "You know." Charisse showing up at Old Trinity was about the last thing any of us had expected. She'd come wheeling up in the Jag, staggering in to find someone to talk to, where she knew we'd be. "Hey guys," she said, weaving over the fresh-cut grass to where we were. Hulky let her have the big row-barred stone he always sat on, then hovered. Nat and I sat opposite her on each end of the Brackenbill tomb. She sang a couple of slurred lines from Beauty and the Beast, you can guess what role she had in our production, and kicked her feet, her painted toenails glittering when the moonlight showed through, her ankles white and the bottoms of her feet black. "Where's your shoes?" Hulky asked. "One here, one there." She lifted her legs in a gymnast pose until her beaded dress slipped to the tops of her thighs, and Nat got up and walked away into the dark under the cedar trees. "Here." Hulky pulled up his shoes and socks, set them down beside her, his favorite Chuck Taylors. "Maggie has all the boys," Charisse said. "Yeah," I muttered. "No, it's true. You have boys," she dragged out, "and you have friends. You have boyfriends. Charisse, just go home." "I could drive you." Hulky, of course. Charisse shook her head slowly and emphatically, one side to the other and back, like something mechanical. "Why'd you come here, Charisse?" I asked. She kept staring into the trees. "You don't want anything to do with us in the daylight." She didn't answer me, just talked into the dark. "I thought maybe we should bury the hatchet." That didn't make me feel any more comfortable. We'd been cutting eyes at each other for weeks, got into arguing loud and heavy by her locker one day, until she said one thing too many and I slapped her. Then she made those comments on my Facebook page calling me a sad, pathetic liar, and me commenting back, harder. She stood up, teetering for a moment from the uneven ground or her uneven equilibrium. "Actually," she said, "I'd rather kiss and make up." She put her hands on my shoulders. She leaned forward. I could see the peach lace through the gash in the front of her dress. She leaned in, and I tried to lean back, but her hands were stronger than you'd think. She had opened her mouth and pressed it to mine, deep and soft, the smell of liquor and sweat and vomit.